Good morning. Can you see me and hear me? Thank you, Wei Yan. Okay. Today is the first day of the trimester, and also is the first lecture of integrated project. Now, without further ado, I will start the briefing from now. Okay, this course is an integrated project. It is 100% project-based unit. Now, for these sections, I will like to, there are three things I need to go through. First of all is introduce the instructors involved in this course, and I will also give you some idea about what the course content about. Then we will also go through the learning outcome, why we want to study this unit, or what are the expected outcome from this unit. Then, of course, the most important is because this course is 100% coursework, 100% project. So therefore, I will need to have more time to explain to you what is the project about. So I will go through the project brief and also highlight to you the assessment method. That means what are the criteria, what are the rubrics we are going to go through, used to assess your performance. So far, is it okay? Any questions? Okay, I'd like to get some. I'd like to get some real voice response from you all. All right, if you're okay, please turn on your mic to have some interactions. It's a way to, yeah, thank you. It's a way to encourage, to motivate me to teach as well. All right. Now, introduce the instructors involved in this course. So, as you know, during your registration, you can see there's a team of instructors involving in this course. I don't know whether this course is having the most instructors. If not, at least is one of the most instructors involved in this course. All right. Some of y'all, I might have met y'all before in the digital constructions, but some of y'all, I might never teach you before. Anyway, this is me. All right. My name is Chia Fa Choi. I will be lecturing all the 10 lectures in this course. All right. Then we will have 5 studios. Each studio, you will have a studio master. So Dr. Wong Pui Fun, probably some of you already met her in the property development or development economics. So she will handle one studio. Then we have a surveyor V Uni. She is another studio master. Surveyor V is from the industry. So therefore, she will be very practical, giving you the ideas of what are actually happening or what are actually doing in the industry. She is a practicing surveyor. Then we have Miss Kyumi San. She will be leading another studio. I think you all might have met her either in value management or probably professional practice. As far as I know, these are the subjects she had taught. And then we have a Dr. Oi Ken Tong. Dr. Oi, he will be conducting the class, the practical class face-to-face. Am I right? Is Dr. Oi around? So as far as I know, his last course he taught research methodology. So by right, when you reach this stage, you should have a study research methodology. Then last but not the least, we have Mr. Dong Yo Hao. He will be leading another studio. He has taught the subject like construction management, project management, and probably on a computer either of quantity surveying. So probably some of you might have met him. So these are the lecturers, or we call it instructors, a more common name to lead you for this course. All right. So far, any question you'd like to ask about the instructors?
No, sir.
Thank you. Okay. Now, after introduce the team of instructors, now we will like to know more about you. So therefore, I have one quiz. So just to let us know about some of informations about yourself. That means your level of study or whether you have taken some of the courses before or not. So can you scan the barcode and the QR code, or I put the link in the chat. I paste the link over here. So you can click on the link in the chatting, then just answer the quiz. Can you do it now?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, thank you. There are 80 of you. So those who haven't answered, can you hurry up, please? We have 115 online. So far, we received less than 90 response. Now it's 90. There are 15 more. 115, no, 25. Now, this survey is important for me to formulate my following teaching strategy, because I need to have accurate information of your level of study. Okay, we have a 102 response now. So I will continue with the briefing. So let's look at here. Majority of you are doing currently you are in the year 4 trimester 2. So which means there are only 10 students at year 4 trimester 3. Year 4 trimester 3, I believe those students fall under this category. This is your last subject. Am I right? Can any one of the students from your year 4 trimester 3 turn on your mic and answer my questions? Can any one of you?
Yes, sir. This is our last subject.
Yeah, who is that on the line?
My name is Lo Yong Sing.
Lo Yong Sing. Thank you, Yong Sing. So this is the only subject you have. Okay, how about those from year 4 trimester 2? Who are from year 4 trimester 2? May I know what are your outstanding subject for year 4 trimester 2? Can I have a student from year 4 trimester 2? Turn on your mic and answer me. If no, then I will call the name. Chia Hui Ji. Chia Hui Ji. Are you on the line?
Yes. Morning, sir.
Yeah, Hui Ji. Which semester you are in now? Is it year 4 trimester 2 or trimester 3?
Trimester 2.
Trimester 2. Okay, good. So what are the outstanding you need to complete?
Construction law.
What else?
Construction law, project management, FYP project, and applied construction technology and maintenance.
I see.
Still have 4 subjects to go.
Okay, thank you. So you have done the property development?
Yeah, in last trimester. Yeah.
Yes, very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. So have you completed industrial trainings? Majority of you have completed. There are one student haven't completed industrial training. All right. And have you passed property development or development economics? We have 2 students. So majority you have done the property development. So then it will be easier for us because this course, a lot of the skill you need to build on is something like continuous from the property development, but also we need you to integrate more knowledge from other subjects, not only just a continuation from the property development only. So that is the course requirement. Okay, thank you for your response and thank you for your participation. So now we know your background, we can move on. Okay, the course learning outcome. After completing this course, you will be able to learning outcome number 1. Produce a comprehensive response to a project brief that require application and integration of knowledge and skill gained from other courses of this program. Now for this learning outcome, in fact, this learning outcome is applying not only to the QS student, applying to the engineer student, applying to the architect student as well, especially the architecture students, because normally when a project, a development project, once it's started, the client will give a project brief to the designers to design the buildings. And then of course, the design team will include structural engineer and QS as well. So while the design are going on, so you need to as a QS, we need to give some advice or consultations on the implication of the cost of the project. So for this project, for this subject concerned, it will be similar like your property development, whereby because our course, you have to assume the role as an architect as well. Although I say you have to assume the role as an architect, but what the objective is, you just come up with a building so that you can use the building or the design, you can use the design to continue with your costing purpose. So it's not so much on the architectural part of the building. So therefore, you don't need to worry too much about the architecture, correct architecture or not, etc. And also bear in mind, I would like to highlight here is, it doesn't mean that you know how to use a BIM and come up with a building means you know architecture. Don't forget, as a professional architect, they need to study, I think, probably more than 5 years. Okay, it's not 4 years, not 3 years. Like for example, what Utah have is Bachelor of Science Architecture. So they are not the architect, you know. If you want to become a professional architect, they have to take the Master of Architect. Then only can be a professional architect, same as a professional quantity surveyor. Otherwise, they are professionals in architecture, but they are not the professional architect. All right. Then the learning outcome 2, work effectively in a team to produce a technical solution to project-related problem and to meet tight deadline. So just like when you are working in the industry as a QS, we are not working alone. A QS work with a QS. Always we need to get ourselves involved with the other professionals, such as architect, engineer, etc. So in order to come up with technical solutions, that means the client, what it means by technical solutions. So the client give you a project brief. That means he give you a piece of land and tell you that, give you some roughly idea what he want to do with the piece of land or what are the objectives he have. Then as a team of a professional, you all have to come up with a design and feasible design, workable design to the client so that he can meet the his objective. So those your proposal and your idea, your design, these are called the technical solutions. So the technical solution here, it covers the drawing, the design, as well as the cost plan, the cost, the estimate of the cost. You have work along together with the designer. And normally, when you're trying to come up with these solutions, you will have a tight deadline. So, which means the design period are very short. So you have to quickly come up with the solution, feasible, viable solution. So the learning outcome tool for you to practice here is we are using the next 7 weeks. Okay, we make use of 7 weeks. Like we try to complex the whole process for development process. Probably it takes 2 to 3 years. We complex the 2 to 3 years into the 7 weeks. So for you to walk through the experience for a project from start to the end. And the learning outcome of 3 is proposed to the client with a technical solution of the project brief in a professional manner. So therefore, for your project, for all your submission, all your presentations, so it's require you to think you are the professional quantity surveyor. Do not assume that you are the student, no more. So you have to think you are taking up the role as a professional quantity surveyor, how you are going to act, how you are going to react. So this is the third learning outcome of this course. Now, later on, when I continue with the project brief, then you can realize that it is a very demanding in this project brief. Why we need to do so? That is because we want to train you. You can work and present yourselves as a professional quantity surveyor. So that is learning outcome number 3. Now, do you have any question on the learning outcome or anything you like to add?
No, sir.
No? Wang Xiaoxing. Are you online? Xiaoxing?
Can you hear my voice?
Xiaoxing?
Yes.
Just now it's you.
Just.
Hello.
Hello. Yes.
Yeah, Xiaoxing. You have any comment on any doubt on the learning outcome?
So far, no.
No, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Now, this course is called integrated project. Now, the integrated project actually is integrate all the knowledge you have studied before into this subject. So you can see I categorize here to how many? 6 category. The first category or the first cluster are the subject like construction technology, building material, building structural system, building services, site surveying, etc. Into these are the basic knowledge you need. So like for example, when you come up with your proposal of the buildings, you have to consider whether the building is buildable or not. You also need to consider whether the building it can stand up or not. You know what I mean? So these are the knowledge from your building structural system. So you learn about building structure, and then you know that how we can make a building can stand, okay? And it's not something cannot be constructed. Building material, that is what kind of material you're going to use for your proposed building. So therefore, all the knowledge you study in your previous subject, okay, or previous courses, you need to apply all those knowledge. All right, building services, like what kind of services you need to provide to a building in terms of, for example, water, electricity, and also the things like, for example, if you are designing a multi-story building, you have to consider about the vertical transportation. That is things like lift. So these are the things you have to consider. All right. And now, of course, the second category, measurement, building, civil, infrastructure work, computer-aided quantity surveying, all this, that is about the quantities, about taking the quantity of the buildings. Of course, this is your core competence, so you don't need to explain further here. And other categories are related with the cost, things like estimating, construction economic, property development, and value management. All these are involving with the cost. Then things like professional practice and procedure, construction law, introduction to law and Malaysian legal system. So when we start with a project, not only design and cost. Other than this, another important area that is we need to get the project, the proposed project or development to be approved by the authority. So that's why here another cluster is related to law. Even when the building are started, so what kind of a license or what kind of a regulation or approval you need to obtain. So all these are the knowledge from the law, related with a law. Then the fifth category is related to things like for management. So when we are working as a team, so you need to know how to manage, how to liaise or the interpersonal relationship with other professionals, and also how to program the work, etc. So I believe this is a study from the project management, and also financial management, financial practices as a QS. So you are supposed to recommend the contractors or the tender, which is the successful tender. So then how do you know? How do you make a recommendations? So normally when we come to recommendations, we are not looking only on the costing. All right. So it doesn't mean the lowest cost should take the job. In the past, these are the mentality, and most of the time people are think like that. So that's why it end up there's a lot of abandoned project happening, and the contractor cannot complete the project. So therefore, to solve this problem is from the moment you award the contract, we have to assess the contractor's capability, whether he can complete the job or not. He has the necessary financial resources or not. So this comes from the knowledge of financial practices. Then other things like research method, English for professional communication, MPU, all this is part and parcels for your interpersonal communications or for you to solve a problem. So how to solve the problem. So that is why you have experience on the project, and you also learn the research methodology. Research methodology basically is teach you how to solve the problem, how to, when there is questions, how can you start to find the answer on your own. Because once you are in the professional in futures, once you are in the industry, you are alone. So you are supposed to solve the problem. So you can't rely on your lecturer or your boss to solve the problem for you. So if you keep thinking that there's somebody else can help you to solve the problem, then the question is, if that is the case, why your boss need you? You know, so actually all the company, the employer employ the employee is the employee to solve the problem for the boss, not the boss to solve the problem for the staff. So that's why for your degree, once you are awarded with the Bachelor of Quantity Surveying, once you finish, you complete this study, you're supposed to have the all this global knowledge as a whole, right? Now, for the lecture, we have in total 10 lectures. Okay, so total 20 lecture hour. In other words, every week we will have 2 lectures. So theoretically, by the end of week 5, all right, by the end of week 5, then my lecture will finish. All right. So out of the 10 lecture, I group it into the 5 main topic. So that the first topic is on the project inceptions, the second on the project planning, then the third topic, project execution, the fourth topic, project monitoring and control, lastly, project closing. So if you look at these topics of the lecture, is something is following the life cycle of the development project. That means from 0 to the end. And generally, or roughly, I will spend about 2 weeks for one topic. But in fact, all the lecture I conducted, you're supposed to have a study before. You're supposed to have a study before. And for this unit is an integrated knowledge. Okay, you pull all your knowledge together. But anyway, we have the lecture component, so we still need to complete the lecture component. I will try my best to introduce some new knowledge if possible. Otherwise, it will be things like, you know, it will be something like what you have studied, what you have done before. Let's say, for example, estimating, you have studied estimating before. So do you think that, you know, now you are very good in estimating? You are very confident in estimating. So for example, if you get a job and then your boss give you a BQ, ask you to price the whole BQ to submit for the tender or to estimate, as a QS, you estimate for the whole project. Now, can you finish? Can you complete this task or not? Previously, there are some of your senior do tell me before that, yes, he can. So I asked how. He said, you look for the old BQ and look for the similar item and fill out the BQ. So if this is the case, do you consider you know how to do the estimating or not? Estimating is not for you to copy the price from different project to your new project, because all the different project, it could be the different project, it could be in different location. Different location involved with a different raw material prices. So for example, cement in Terengganu and cement in Kuala Lumpur is a different price. Even within the Selangor, different district, the prices, it could be different as well due to the transportations. So in order to do all the pricings, in order to claim that you know how to do the estimating, you must able to do it from the first principle. That means from finding number one, what are the material I need to use? Then how much quantity I need to use? Then what is the unique price for the different type of material? That is only for material. Then next part, you have to consider what are the labor costs involved in carrying out a task. For example, bricklaying. So to complete 1 square meter of bricklaying, how many bricklayers you require and how long they take to complete? And each worker, how much is their salary per day? So all these are the basic for your estimating. Now, this kind of thing you're supposed to have a study in your estimating before, but I'm not sure, you know, are you really very confident or very confident on this? So if you are not, which means you have to quickly try to improve your knowledge and skill in this course so that before you join the industry, you are ready with all this knowledge. Now, without further ado, the first part, what I have previewed early on is more on the content, the lecture topic, all these are involved. So then how do we lead you and to help you to improve your skill as what we have said before, or the learning outcome we have said before? Then we need to do this through the project. All right. Now, so for the project, a very important document is you have to look at the project brief. Project brief is available in your MS Team. Okay, so you can see the project down there. And once you go to the project brief channel, the project brief channel, then you go to the file, then you can see this document. So please read this document carefully. But anyway, I'm going to go through with my next few slides to highlight to you some of the important points on this project brief. Okay, so you can get your own copy of the full copy of the project brief through here. Is it clear?
Clear.
Okay.
Yes,
so
sir.
Thank you very much. Let me continue. Okay. Now I want to start to go through the project brief. Okay. So as I say, you can click here, then you download the whole document. So what I've done is I have prepared some slides here to show you. So altogether, the project brief is 8 pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pages. Please read through the 8 pages carefully. And most of the time, most of your doubts are already explained here, already listed detail here. So for my experience is I do receive some query from the students. Okay, so when the query come in, normally, you know, actually the answer is already in the project brief. So I just cut and paste the relevant section and send it back to the student. All right. So most of the time, your question, your doubt or your question is answered. Is already explained, already said in the project brief. So please go through 8 pages only. These 8 pages very carefully. So this is what you're supposed to do for the whole trimester. Okay, now let's zoom in to the first 2 pages. First of all, okay, this course adopt formative assessment. Formative assessment, which means there are different stages of the submission. So for example, the first submission on your synopsis, which equal to 10% of total marks will be due on the Friday of week 3. So today is week 1. All right. Next week, the following week, you have to submit already. So in other words, the opposite of formative assessment is a summative assessment. Summative assessment is like most of your subject, what you have experienced. Your assignment submit just 1 or 2 weeks before the trimester finish. Then you go for your exam. Then although you have a test in between, but generally you don't have the time to assess, to check whether, you know, your knowledge, your understanding, or your progress. So, or put it short, there's no opportunity for your improvement. So over here, we have a different stages of a submission. So that's why the submissions, even though for this course is a 7 week, the mean stages of a submission, there are 3 stages. That is a synopsis, interim, and final submission. And other than that, there are other detailed work as well. So therefore, for this course, is you have to continuous to work. It's not work at the last minute. So this is the purpose of the formative assessment. Now let me continue with the 3 key milestones. As I said, you have a synopsis stage, interim submission, final submission. Now, so for all these, the other than the synopsis submission is on the Friday. The rest submission is on the Monday of the week. All right. So, for example, your final submission you have to submit on the Monday of week 7. All right. Then you can find that over here when you add together 10 plus 15, 25 plus 40, 65. So it's only 65% only. So there are another 35%. So where the 35% assessment come in? So that's why I told you this is a formative assessment. All right. Now out of here, here is a 65. So we will have an oral presentation. That's on the Tuesday of week 7, 30th. Monday is the day you submit all your work, and then the next day is your presentation, oral presentation. The oral presentation were 5%. So 65 plus 5%, 75, 70%. Correct or not? 10, 15, 25, 40, 40 plus 5, 75%. 65, 70%. 70%. Then you have another during the presentations. During the presentation, the presentation not necessarily all the team member need to present. It's up to you. All right. To me, a better teamwork is the best person doing the best job. So you are good in writing, you do the writing. You are good in speaking, you do the speaking. You are good in collecting information, you collect information. That is the better chemistry of a teamwork. If I have time, I will elaborate more in the future lecture on about the teamwork. All right. So during the presentations, the oral presentation, as I say, is not necessary all the team members need to speak, but there will be a Q&A. The Q&A section is all the team members, you need to come forward to answer questions. All right. Now, the question is not based on your assignment. This Q&A will be based on my lecture. So that's why even though there's no assessment, no final exam or written exam on this subject, it doesn't mean that the lecture you can ignore the lecture, because each of you will draw a question. We have a question bank, so you draw a number. Then there's a corresponding with the questions. The question are set up by our team of a lecturer. We have a question bank more than 100 questions. So each one of you draw a number, then we'll look for the questions and ask you. And you have to answer within 1 minute, all right, during the Q&A sections. So if you can't answer, then you will lose the 5%. 5% in our assessment in UTAS gradings is different by 1 grade. So for example, if your team member can, at the end, let's say you come from the same team, all right? So probably your other team member got A or A minus, but you got B. So don't be surprised if you have many of these cases. So one of it, the reason is come from here 5%. So if you cannot answer, your other member can answer. Let's say everything are equal. That means your team member are A minus, but you are in B plus. All right, 5% difference. And also, all right, the grade is not only different by 1 grade only. It could be different up to 5 grades. All right, why? Because for each of you, you need to prepare your individual reflection report, individual reflection video. This one will worth 20%. So here, 25%. 25%, which means a 5 grade. So it could be different by, for example, let's say you are the free rider, or you're not involved. You have not shown any interest or initiative in this study at all. It will different by 25 mark, which are 5 grade, So like for example, let's say your friend are B minus, A minus. So next grade is B plus, B minus, C plus. So your whole team, it could be A, but you are in C grade. That is possible. Okay, so if you are not paying attention well on the lecture, and to answer well on the Q&A sections, and also to do a proper individual reflection video, so the difference for your mark and your same team members' mark, it could be by 25. Now, when you add up all this, you notice that total are 95%. So 95%, what are the balance 5%? The balance 5% will come from your studio, and also your also your participation in the lecture. Like for example, I'm using this to pick in a random to find the student to answer my questions. So if I call your name and you're not around, all right, unless you're on leave or something like that. Otherwise, I will record down. You were not responding. All right. So that will be take into consideration for your 5% of the participation mark. Is it clear? Can I try Yi Ka Yen? Are you around? Yi Ka Yen?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Yi. So can you understand or not for the assessment?
Yes, I understand.
Okay, very good. All right. So can you tell me individual mark total are how many mark? How many percent is an individual in total? Ka Yen? So which component of an individual, you tell me?
Q&A session.
How many percent?
5%.
Okay.
and there's a video 20%.
That is an individual reflection video,
Yeah.
20%, so 25.
Yeah.
Then
total
there's
marks.
another 5% is for your studio participation. Of course, the studio participations, 5%, part of it is based on your group because based on the progress of the work of the group. Part of it is as an individual, how active or how involved you are during the discussion. So this will be assessed by your studio master. Understand?
Yes. So total is 30 marks?
25 to 30.
Okay.
25 to 30 is not exactly 30. The reason is because part of the 5% is a group mark.
Okay, understand.
Okay, thank you very much, Kayen.
Thank you.
Hope you can score well.
Thank you.
Okay. Next part, you're required to work in a group of not more than 5 students to undertake a hypothetical development on a block of land indicated in the following figure 1 or a site of your choice with area of approximately 10,000 square meters. You have to cover a range of activity from the project inception to project completion from the perspective of consultant quantity surveyor. Okay, there are two information here. One is this is a group project, so you have to form a group not more than 5 students. Take note, we are very strict on this, not more than 5. What does it mean by not more than 5? You can have one student. If you think that you want to do it solo, you think that it's better you do everything on your own, you can go ahead with that. If you think that just a 2 person are good enough already, you and your good friend are good enough already, also can. Okay. You can also consider, you have 3 person, 4 person, or 5 person, etc. All right. But maximum is a 5 person. All right. So I have a look at your registrations. Other than the group under the studio master of Dr. Oi, there are 11 students. So all other groups, there are 25 or 30 students. So in other words, it's just nice to form 5 or 6 groups. Of course, if you can form, if you can follow the, follow the instruction, form the team up to maximum of 5 students, that is the best. Okay, that is what we expected, and easy for our coordination as well. So if for the group of 11 students in the studio, so either you can have a 5-5-1, that means one student have to do it alone, or you can have a 4-4-3, or you can have a 5-4-2. Okay, so then it depends how quickly the student or how active you are to form your own group for that particular studio. No, don't need come back to ask us, we want to have a 6 student, 7 student or whatever. Very clear instruction here, not more than 5. So if you say, 11 students in a group in a studio, so therefore we need to have one group 6 students, doesn't arise. Okay, we will never entertain such a request. Please take note of that. Then the second part is about the site of your proposed development. So this is a hypothetical development. Hypothetical development on a block of land. The land is here. So is the land opposite the Utah, okay? Our KB buildings, opposite there, the car park. This is a wet market, right? This is a car park as well. But our site is over here. Okay, the proposed site is a part of that means the upper platform of the parking area. So this is the proposed site. So assuming that your client is the owner of this piece of land, so therefore you have to make up a proposal for this piece of land, how to develop, what kind of development. This is the photo taken from the KB block KB. So this is the site. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, almost 1 hour. Do you want me to? Do you want to take a break before I continue? Shall we take a break?
Yeah, sir. We appreciate it.
I think better take a break because otherwise the next, if I continue the next part, it will be quite dry. Just take a break so that you can come back with a fresh mind again. So we'll start at 10:05. Is it okay? We have
Okay,
we have about 7-8 minutes break. All right.
Okay.
So 10:05, we follow the clock here. So we'll resume. Hello, I'm back. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, Xuan Liang. Now, okay, let's go to the detail of the project brief. Now, by week 3, weekend of week 3, you are supposed to submit your synopsis. So the synopsis were 10% of the total assessment. Now you can look at on your project brief what you require, what are the things you need to include in the synopsis. All right, so here have written. I think all quite self-explanatory. I'm not going to go through that. So altogether, that are the 10 marks. So what are the things you need to include? Anyway, by my next 2 lectures, next 1 lecture probably, I will cover all the knowledge you require to prepare the synopsis. The next lecture. Then for the interim submissions, so this is the detail of the interim submission. So interim submissions, by the time you submit the interim submission, you need to have your floor plan, section, elevation, 3D view, all this ready. That is by week 5. So all drawing to meet at least LOD 200. LOD, that is the term used in the building information modeling. For building information modeling, level of development 200. Level of development 200 means the sizes you included in the drawing is approximate size. Is not exactly, like for example, the width of the staircase. You can say, the width of the staircase is 1 meter. But later on, when you come to the detailed design, the actual width of the staircase is 1040. That is okay. So we just need to have some concept. So for example, your door sizes is 900 by 2001. So that is roughly, that is a size. Don't need to go for 950, 2105, those kind of detail. Generally, the LOD 200 is to give the idea that what are the components, okay? What are the components of your design? The joining, the connection, the joining, how it connect to each other. So for example, how the door connected to the wall. This kind of details are not necessary. Those details are called construction detail. That is a level LOD 350. That is a more detail. So LOD 200 is just a concept, conceptual drawing only. So that is for your interlink submissions. Now then, just now I mentioned that your participation in studio, there are another 5%. And I have mentioned that the individual component is 25 to 30 marks because the 5% of the participation in studio, part of it is the group mark, part of it is individual mark. Why? Now you look at the detail. For example, attend the studio sections. So your attendance in the studio sections, that is a 1 mark. Okay, so if you're not attending, your friend attending, of course you don't have mark here. So that's why that is individual. And during the studio section, you turn on your camera so that your studio master can talk to you, all right, etc., can see you. So that is another 1 mark. If you don't want to turn on your camera, your friend turn on the camera, of course, the marks are different. So there are 2 marks. Answer question promptly and participate actively in the discussion. So that is, individual. If you take initiative to answer the question, all those things, that is a 1 mark. Contribute constructively to the interaction. So you involve or you get yourself interact in the discussion, and you are participate to have contributions, not just participate for participation only. For example, what does it mean by participate for participate only? So during the discussion section, you never say your opinion or your view, etc. You only answer, yes, I agree, yeah. So if this kind of thing, so of course, you can't earn any mark on the fourth mark. The last mark, minutes of meeting. So every team, after every studio, you need to prepare the minutes of a meeting. This is for the group mark. So that's why the last one, that's for group. So I would say out of 5 mark here, 4 mark are individual. It seems only last mark is for the group. Then we have after that we have a final submissions. Final submissions. For final submission, what you need to include are written there. are written up there. You can read yourself. Final submission, what you need to submit. But the detailed breakdown, I didn't include here. All right, 40%. And then the other percent, other presentation, they are 5%. So this one, I also have a list out what are the requirements. And then come to the individual assessment. This is a 5%. As I say, the 5%, the question will come from the lecture. It's derived from the lecture. So it's either you know or you don't know. Then another 20% is a reflection report. Reflection report is you have to do a record by video recording, self-recording of the individual reflection report. So basically, you need to cover 4 areas, like describe your role and contribution in the assignment, what you are doing. Analyze the most significant incident you have learned from this assignment and how it will enhance your confidence in the future career. So for this part, you really need to, in order for you to score well, is you really have to consider and to original. All the ideas are original from you. So what is your role in this project, first of all? Second part is what you have learned from this assignment. So I mean, most of the time people say that, oh, I learned teamwork, I learned leadership, I learned blah, 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 blah. So I believe some of you might refer to your seniors report or things like that. You are just quoting all these things. It won't help you to score well because altogether there are 5 marks here. So probably you just mentioned about teamwork, leadership, all this. It helps you to earn 1 or 2 marks only. So in order to score well on this area, you have to put the incident. Like for example, if you say it makes you truly understand what is teamwork means, then you continue by describing the scenario, the situation, the example, or the incident, how it makes you suddenly enlighten what is teamwork mean. So this kind of a writing will help you to score the full mark. All right, not just repeating what other people have said. Explain how you will improve this assignment is you will be given a second chance. So this is truly an improvement process, reflections. Every time after we have done some things, generally we will say that, I mean, to me, in mentoring, there's no 没有最好，只有更好。I repeat, there's no best, but there are always a better. What does it mean? If there is a best, then I just give you the best assignment the student has submitted, so-called the best assignment. Then all of you follow, copy exactly. Then all of you become the best. So do you think this is the way for education? Do you think this is the way of learning? All right. So that's why the best of the previous trimester. So for here, probably is for this semester, probably is satisfactory only. And based on this, you work further, you make it better. So a better one. And you can't be the best, okay? Because it could be the best in this class, but there are a lot of things you still can improve, okay? So the more you can recognize what area you can improve, then actually you learn better. So take for example, let's say for the exam, you got a 96 mark, okay, out of 100%. Good or not? Actually, it's good enough. It's well enough already. But if you can understand, you can find out why you didn't get the 4%. So you didn't get the other 4 marks. That probably that is something you can improve in future. You know, you can do it better. So that's why this is the important areas as a reflections. We also saying that, you know, we need to have a lifelong learning nowadays, all right, because the knowledge are coming up very fast. It doesn't mean that you complete your degree of study, that means you are the best QS already. So very soon you found that whatever you learn from the university probably are not relevant at in the industry already. So in order to keep yourself relevant with the industry, you need to cultivate the culture of lifelong learning. All right. So how can you cultivate your culture or habit of lifelong learning? It's true to identify your weaknesses. That means the lesson learned, reflection. Every time when you have a finish something, you reflect. How can you do it better? Although you already submitted your work, but you can always think about how can you make it better. And next time, what are the knowledge you are short of so that you can learn, you can acquire more knowledge on that. So that is the 3. Then actually I already explained the 4 already. Explanation, justification of improvement measure. That means like just how I say, you enlighten, you realize your weaknesses, and then you identify how you want to make it better in future. So that is a reflection report. Now in summary, synopsis 10%. That's by week 3. Okay, the Friday. Is it 5th? The date. But anyway, it's a week 3 Friday. I hope the date not correct. Then the interim submission 15% on week 5. Okay. Final submission 40%. Week 7, 29. 29 is Monday. 15 is Monday also. All right. Then the Tuesday, week 7 Tuesday, we will have an oral presentation 5%, Q&A 5%, and the individual reflection report will be at the end of week 7. That means the Friday, the Friday of week 7 for you to submit your individual reflection report. And the studio will, start from the moment the studio started. Your evaluations, your assessment of the studio will start. That is continue until the end. So in total, that is 100%. Any questions?
No, sir.
Thank you. Now this is a summary. Just now here is the earlier slide is for you to see the component, the different component. The next slide, I try to present in such a way. There's a group, there's an individual for you to have a better view on the percentage. All right. To be exact here, you can put the individual actually is 4%, group is 1%. So total 71% from the group. Individual is 29%. Now this is what I mean, because there's a 30% difference. So 30% difference, it could be 6 click, So if somebody in your group got A+, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, if you are not putting in any effort or anything else, you didn't earn any mark on the individual component, so you could be in the B-, even your team member get A+. So that could be the situation. Of course, if on the average, your team are getting, let's say 60 to 64, B-, then probably you will be in the fielding grade. But even you feel it's not too bad, I think that generally you can repeat the course again. Don't need to wait for too long. Generally, we are offering integrated project also. Just repeat, studio participation, 5%. Attend the tutorial section, turn on the camera, answer question promptly, and participate actively in the discussion. Contribute constructively to the interaction and minutes of meeting. So that will make up 5%. Any questions? Just to remind you again, the Q&A is based on the lecture content. All right. Now, I have included in the Microsoft team, in the team also for this sections, project team registration. So I have putting down here under general. So project team, you can click here. Okay. Then you go to the Google form. Then just click which studio group you belongs to. Then your team member's name. Just fill out the name. And here is the email. So the first person's email, second person's email, etc. Then after that, just click submit. And yeah, I expect you to finish the registrations on this part by Friday. Okay, by this Friday, because next week we'll start the studio, so that your studio master can talk to you group by group on your project, etc. So please form the team latest by Friday. Now that's all I want to say about the project brief. Okay, before I move on, probably it's good for me to continue with the team here. Let me show you something, some other thing in the team. Okay, so in futures, my lecture will be following here for the different channel. So for the different lecture altogether, I have 10 lectures. So for different lectures, I use a different channel. The reason is because for different lectures, I may need to upload my file or some of my additional information, okay, or additional reference or whatever. It's easier for me to organize according to the lecture. So for that particular lecture, what are the additional info I am referring? So over here, for example, this introduction, that is my PowerPoint slide for today's briefing. Okay, so you just follow here. And this one, studio project presentations. This is for your presentations week 7. All right, so now don't need to look at here, it's empty. And your studio, you just follow here to join which group you belong to, whether you're P1, P2, P3, P4, P5 accordingly. So your studio master will be waiting for you over there. Now, before I move on to the others, tomorrow is a public holidays. Our Tuesday lecture is a start from 8 o'clock. I know probably 8 o'clock, most of you are not wake up yet. But do remember the Q&A from the lecture. So please remember that. Now, tomorrow is a public holiday. Okay. Do you want to have a lecture or not? I let you to choose. Because even if tomorrow there's a cons and pros on the whether we have a lecture tomorrow or not. Now because now is OTL, so I believe most of you are staying at home, are not going anywhere. So that's why whether public holiday or not public holiday, it makes no difference. But if we don't want to have a lecture tomorrow morning, since this is the first week, so probably you are still not get used to wake up early. So we can skip tomorrow's lecture because as I say, we have total 10 lecture only. So by week 5, I will finish all the lecture. So in other words, if tomorrow we don't have a lecture, that means week 6 Monday, we will have lecture until week 6 Monday. That will be the 6th Monday will be our final lecture. Okay, so now what is your choice? What is your choice? If you want, tomorrow you want lecture, can you tag 1 in your chatting? If you want tomorrow's lecture to be postponed to week 6, that means we end our final lecture in the week 6, you tag 2. So can you start to vote now? 1 or 2? 1, we continue lecture tomorrow. 2 is we have a lecture week 6. So far it's all 1. How about others? Wang Xingli, 2. Okay, up to Xia Yi 62 would 1. So that means tomorrow, 8 o'clock, we will have a lecture as usual. Okay, so since a majority of your voting you want to have a lecture tomorrow, then we'll have a lecture as usual, but we'll start at 9 o'clock instead of 8 o'clock. All right, confirm. But in future, our Tuesday class is 8 o'clock. Okay, it's good also lah. Then if tomorrow we have the class, then tomorrow I can brief you. I can go to more detail on what you expected in the synopsis 1. then you can do better. Then you can prepare for your Studio One. All right, confirm.搞定啊? Okay, now continue with this Microsoft Team. Now here, project brief, just now I have tell you already, in the project team, you go to the file, you can download the full copy of the what we call the project brief, what I will show you just now. Okay, so you have all the detail here. Now this copy will be superseded all the others version. Like for example, for my PowerPoint, probably there are one or two slightly different. But I think in terms of a deadline percentage, all those are standard. So don't need to worry about that. So in case there's any differences, so this project brief will take precedence of all other documents. Then the reference, I'll go to the template first. Later only I come back to the reference. So for the templates and guideline here, again, you go to the file. You can see the templates and the guideline for submission. For example, what is the guideline for submission? Let me go through this. Like for example, synopsis. Okay, synopsis, that is what you need to submit. So that is your cover. Okay, your cover of your synopsis. Then what you expect, what expect to include in your synopsis is written here. All right. So of course you don't need to submit this. You can take away this. You can just remove this during your submission. Then I also have helped you to start. If you don't know how to start, so I help you to start with some first few words. So you just continue the sentences. All right, that's good enough. But the synopsis, you need to include all the information in 2 pages only if you read the project brief carefully. So, and another trick for you to score well in this course is do not include too much the theory. So for this assignment, what you require, what expected is actually what you are doing. It's not the theory. The theory is not important. All right. Here is just what you are doing only. So that's why you can include all the information within 2 pages. So as long as you don't write all those unnecessary things. So not encourage for this course, not encourage you to copy or include those unnecessary informations. Similarly, you have your interim submission, for example, what you need to include, what I already have included here. So for example, your interim submission, even I have, there are some of the standard sentences or things like that, what you require, what you expected on your feasibility study. So there are some example, or even you are copying blindly, not copying blindly, copy but change, some whenever you need to change according to your project, that is fine. All right. Basically, for this part, I want you to understand or to know that in feasibility study, in the site analysis, what you're supposed to write. All right. So you can refer to this. So similarly for your final report, your individual reflection report. Now, another thing is for your filing conventions. During your submissions, for your submissions, please name the file according to the example given here. All right. Take note of the underscore and the capital letter. Follow exactly. Okay. Follow exactly with the whatever format given here. Clear or not? So like for example, your group. After you form your group, your Studio Master will tell you the name of your group. So let's say you're from the Studio One, you're the first group. So 1A. No? If you are second team to form in the studio B, in the studio 2, so you'll be 2. Your second group formed in studio 2, so you'll be 2B, etc. And so that is a studio, that is a file name convention. So please follow this to name the file. Otherwise, penalized mark will be imposed. Then for your minutes of meeting, how do you write the minutes of meeting? So there's a template here for you to follow. This is for the first meeting. First meeting is because you don't have a meeting before. So therefore, the first meeting, the format are slightly different from the second meeting. And second meeting onwards, the procedure of the second meeting onwards will be standard. So that's why I only show the example for the second minutes of meeting onwards only. So for your third, fourth, etc., you follow the second minutes. Is it clear? Is it clear on the guideline and submission? Can someone respond?
Yes, clear, sir.
Okay, very clear, crystal clear.
Yes, very clear.
Okay, then templates. Templates because when for your interim submission or for your final submissions, probably you need to have the form of tender, standard specification, etc. So I have the templates here for you to use. Okay, so but of course, you may need to fill up the information or things like that. Like for example, performance bond, for example. So you need to fill out the particulars. But anyway, that is the sample for the bank guarantee for performance bond. So you can make use of this sample. Is it very kind? Am I very kind?
Yes, very kind, sir.
Very easy, right? Now, these are for final account. What you need to do, there's a sample here already. Even, for example, tender documentation, what you need to include in your tender documentation, all the templates are available here. Okay. Architect instruction, take for example, how the architect instructions example look like. So you can prepare the document, something like that. Are you happy with all these templates and guidelines?
Yeah, sir, very happy.
Who is that? Sorry. Just now who respond? Can I talk to you?
Yes, sir. I'm Chong Xue Liang.
Xue Liang, okay. Xue Liang. Are you convenient to turn on your camera?
Why? I need to turn on.
Not ready.
Okay.
In future, your studio you need to turn on. Otherwise, you lost your mark. Xue Liang, how are you? Okay.
Good. Thank you, sir.
Now, okay. The next question I want to ask is, what do you think? Why I give you so much, make you so convenient? All the documents are ready for you. Is it very easy to score?
Yeah, easy to score.
What is the reason?
The reason I think is the lecturer don't want us to feel the subject. This can pass and get score.
Any other reason you can think of? Of course, I don't want, actually, for my course, I never want the student to feel my subject. I'm strict and fierce, but actually, the truth, I mean, as far as my philosophy concern is, I want the student to learn the proper things. You understand what I mean? So why I give you all this standard document? It's not just filling out all this information only, but it's for you to understand, to fill out the document correctly and understand why you need to fill out this information there and how to fill out the information accurately. That is more important. You understand what I mean or not? Because the contract document is different, like you fill up a form to apply for IC or passport or whatever. It's not just fill out your name and things like that. It's not just a filling up. You understand, you know, what actually you need to include there and what is the purpose, etc. Even like, for example, even like, let's say when you are filling up, let's say you are applying, for example, you are applying for your passport or your driving license, etc. So you need to fill out. Last time we need to fill out a lot of information, isn't it? Even though the information are not difficult, so you need to fill out your address, etc. one by one. Previously, but now because there is a digitalize of the government department already. So basically, when you apply the driving license, you just give the IC, and then the officer swipe your IC, then all your information, relevant information will be added. And you only need to provide additional information not recorded in the IC. That's all. You understand what I mean or not?
Yes, understand.
Xue Liang, you know what I'm talking about. So, what can you learn from here? What is the lesson learned from here? Now, anyway, yeah, actually, when we have this kind of thing, then, you know, when our life become more convenient, more easy already, that is not the end stop there already. Then we should start to think, yeah, you know, now we are so lucky, we are so easy, so all the information are there already. How can we make, you know, our life easier in future, or how we can help our next generation or younger generation that have a better life? You understand what I mean or not? So that is, you know, as an undergraduate or as a professional, we should always think about this, how to make the life better, how to have our society better. So that is the reason. So that's why, you know, like for example, I know that, you know, you will include in the document is a pen form, contract document, bank guarantee, all this. You're going to look for your senior, look for your previous company or whatever to find all this information. So yes, everybody are doing the same thing. So you all know how to do it. So why not I just put all the pool of resources here. So you just pull the resources here, save the time. And the time saved is not say that you can go young kaki, you can sleep until 12 o'clock. But I hope that the time you save, you can use the time you save to do better on your design, to think about better on the costing, to think about better on the estimating. How can you better on your professionalism? That is the main reason.
Okay.
Understand or not, Xue Liang?
Understand.
Agree or not?
Agree.
That is my true motive. Okay. Of course, I don't want you all to feel that is you know, but if you just because every information is up there already, you just cut and paste and put up the document, never care about it. All those places you're supposed to change or you're supposed to fill up, you ignore that. Then do you think you deserve to pass? You understand what I mean or not?
Yes.
All right. Anyway, thank you very much, Xue Liang. So now that is the templates. I have explained the templates and guideline, correct or not? So last, I come back to the references. References here, I will upload other information. Like for example, my lecture, I'll be talking about all those act. Especially we are talking about Act 172. That is something related to your applying for your building permission. So the act, the whole copy of the act, all the detail I have here. So you can always refer if you want. All right, there are other information, even like for example, the skill of fee of a different professionals. Wait, something missing. Never mind. I will check what is the problem later. So you will get all the references information in the references. Okay, to make it short, project brief, that is the brief document, what you're supposed to do with your project. Templates and guideline, that is for your submissions. You can refer to here for all the document. And other references in my lecture I mentioned about. So you can refer to the references over here. All the references will show over here. Okay. So let me finish my slide. There are one or two more slides. Now, lastly, I think last but not the least, I expect you will have about probably more than 20 teams for this group. We have almost 120 students divided by 5, about 24 to 25 teams. All right. Then we will have 25 teams. So we will have a competition for the presentations. So after Tuesday, the 7th Tuesday is your presentation. So based on the presentation, we will select the top 5 teams to participate integrated project competitions organized by our department. And this activity is in conjunction with the external examiner visit. Our external examiner visitations will be from 1st to the 3rd, I think, December. The few days are over there. So tentatively, not sure yet which day will be the, we will help the integrated project competition. So probably around 2nd or the 3rd December. The 5 best presentations team will be selected to take part in these competitions. All right, so that means you present again in front of our external examiner as an activity. So we have, I already get the HOD and all the instructor involved in this program to contribute for the pool of prizes. So now what we can afford is we will have a champion. We plan to have a book voucher of 150 ringgit. If a 5 member, that means each of you have a 30 ringgit. So for the first runner up is $100, and then second runner up is 50. And even though if you didn't win the top 3 prizes, you will still receive extra certificate. All participants in the presentations competition will receive the extra additional certificate for the integrated project. We have these competitions in 2018, I think, 2018. Then after that, we didn't organize for the subsequent trimester. So now it's the 2nd time we organize. So I hope you can do well and be part of the 5 best presenting teams to take part in the integrated project competitions. through GU. I don't know whether I can get the all the list or not. But anyway, I'll try to get the list and then I will upload. I will upload the practical class list to you later. Okay. Now, finally, just a few more words I want to say. We have a last 10 minutes. Now, as what I say, if you have learned very well in this course, I mean in this program, actually there's nothing for you to learn anymore. But then in our in real life, in the real circumstances, we always need to think about, learn and learn and then relearn. So what we have learned probably are not perfect. What we have learned probably are not the correct one. So therefore, the process of learn and relearn. So take for example, just now I mentioned about estimating. So I don't know. I just use that as an example. So if you have done very well, you learn very well, that is fine. But if you didn't really grab the meaning or the actual meaning of estimating, or the actual skill of estimating, or you learn the different skill, like for example, probably some of you come back from industrial training, so you think, tendering to price a BQ, just take the copy a BQ to copy the price over to look for the similar thing. Let's say this is what you learn. So then now you realize that, do you learn the right thing or not? So if you start to awake or enlighten what truly estimating means, that means what you learn is not correct. So you have to unlearn and then to relearn. Unlearn your bad practice. Try to pick up and relearn the good practice. So that is what we mean by learn, unlearn, relearn. So I hope in the future, next we left only nine lectures. Today's lecture over already. In the next 9 lecture, you always come to this class with this mind. All right. So even though you find something you learned before, prepare, to see what are the extra things you're supposed to collect from this class, or anything you're supposed to unlearn, and then to relearn the new thing. That is the only way for you to survive in the future world. All right, this is not what I say. You see the code. The illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. So this is a quote from Alvin Toffler. So he is the author of the Future Shock, the Third Way, Power Suite, all these things, all these books. All right. So even like in 1990s, in around 1990s, he already talked about this. So now is not the time talking about whether you can read and write or not. So in order for now to consider that you are the literate 知识分子, if you are not the illiterate 文盲, previously when we talk about literate is whether you can read or write or not. But now we are talking about whether you know how to learn, unlearn, or relearn or not. Because read and write, everybody know already. So how to make yourself different and to survive and make a better life is learn, unlearn, and relearn. And similarly for Richard Thaler, the author of Misbehaving, Richard Thaler is a Nobel Prize winner on the economics. So he has said most organizations have an urgent need to learn how to learn and then commit to this learning in order to accumulate knowledge over time. at the very least, this means trying new things and keeping track of what happened. Even better would be to run actual experiment. So as what is say, emphasize is also learning how to learn. So that is a tool for the future. I wonder, have I shown you this before? Our Changing World report by the ICS. So it had highlighted that the professional in future will be more to generalists, okay? And it also mentioned that cross-functional teams. That means, like for example, like this assignments, you need to start with the design a building. So probably some of you will start to question, you say, I'm not an architect, why I need to know how to draw, you know? But the question is, wouldn't it better if you have this knowledge? My answer is, wouldn't it better if you have this knowledge? Okay, because the future, what we want is a generalist, it's not the specialist. And you need to work with a cross-functional team. So by having the experience in design, you will have a better way of communication with your fellow project team member. So we need to, the trend is toward interdisciplinary. Demand for generalist skill is growing, and more awareness of work process of fellow professionals such as architect and engineering, like what I say. And in future, the skill required is T-shaped. What it means by T-shaped, I will explain to you later. And as a QS, you need to prepare to have a broader skill set. Now, what traditionally, this is the way we are talking about the skill. So let's say you're a quantity surveyor. So you just learn the quantity surveying deeper and deeper and deeper. But to survive in the new world, we need the skill T-shape. T-shape is you need to have your specialized, your professional knowledge deeper and deeper. But at the meantime, you need to broaden your other skill as well. Like for example, your understanding of contract, tax issue, that is political and economical, social and technological issue, being big data, AR, VR, MR, AI, ML, IoT, coding, etc. So those are the generally skills. So we need, other than the quantity and costing, you also need to have some general skill. So this will be the skill required for the building professionals, especially for quantity surveyor. Because for quantity surveying, for this part of quantity and costing, it's very easy to be replaced by the technology. So if you want the QS to remain relevant, you want to be remain relevant in the industry, you need to prepare to have some broaden your skill. Not only you can do very well on quantity and costing, but also you have this knowledge. That is your key to the future. And if you have this mindset, then you don't need to worry about whether the QS are going to replace by the computer or not. Okay, so you don't need to worry that. Actually, what we want is to make use of the computer or technology to make our work better. So that is the way how we should think about. Okay, that is the chart by the ICS, the future of the quantity surveyor. You need to have a generalist. The core is leadership. We need to focus on the client. And of course, we need to have our specialist knowledge in quantity surveying. Otherwise, we won't call ourselves as a quantity surveyor. Okay, that's all. Exactly 11 o'clock, past 1 minute. Any questions?
No, sir.
For now, no, sir.
No questions?
No question.
Okay. If no question, I hope you have scanned your attendance. Okay. Remind you to scan your attendance. And remember to scan attendance. Tomorrow, class start at 9. So if no questions, thank you. Bye-bye. You can take your breakfast now.